Everything is about to change, especially you on the other side of this full moon. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. And today I want to talk to you about the Capricorn super full moon that we have coming up July 13th. So a couple times a month, I like to do these energy readings where I combine astrology, intuitive channelings, tapping into the collective consciousness, and information from pulling cards to get this kind of comprehensive energy reading regarding what's going to come up for us during this cosmological event. So the moon is about to be super close to us. That's why it's a super full moon. It's really, really intense. We're going to feel it. It's going to affect us on a very personal and emotional level. So I want to talk a little bit about what we can expect. I picked up on some themes, and at the end of this, I'd like to offer you a letting go ritual that might help you in your practice this month. I'm also going to offer you a few journaling prompts at the end of this video, which we all love. It gets us really in tune with the moon and in tune with what's going on. Before we get started, just a quick announcement. I have so many happy new students at the Love Mastery program since I did the sale for the new moon. And then some of you were asking if it's still available. So I've been really all about manifesting love and reading books about love and just immersing myself in the embodiment of love. And so I'm coming up with this new Manifesting Love workshop. This is going to be available for the Love Mastery program students. So it's going to be free to you if you signed up. Congratulations, you're going to be invited to that. If you can't make it live, you're going to have the replay in your program forever. And you have access to the program forever. So watch it whenever you want. On that note, I'd like to extend the invite for 50 more people to join the Love Mastery program at 1/3 the price. So if you're interested, take a look in the description below. Grab it before somebody else does. If it's calling you, if it's meant for you, as always, there's 28 days, money back guaranteed, no questions asked. But I know you're going to love it. It's hundreds of hours of content, and it works. Thousands of people have been through it, and it works. You will manifest more self-love, more love in all areas of your life, and of course, romantic love. So if you want to join, link is in the description below. Thank you for allowing me to sponsor my own videos. My goal is actually probably in 2023, hopefully, to be sponsorship free. I love the people that I work with, the people that sponsor me. I only take on credible, high quality companies that I use myself. However, it puts things out of my control. And if that company does something that doesn't align with my morals and my ethics, but I have a contract with them for a year, it puts me in a difficult position. So my goal is to get to sponsorship free, and I know I can do it pretty easily. I have amazing products. I have amazing courses. So we're gonna get there. But thank you for supporting me. I love you so much. It means everything for me. Everything to me. Really it does. Especially because you're investing in yourself and in your self-care and your self-love when you support me. So that's really cool. Okay, my love. So this energy reading is for the July 13th super full moon called the super full buck moon. It's in Capricorn. And like I was saying, it's going to be a mixture of channeling the collective unconscious or consciousness. These are conscious aspects that are coming to us. A little bit of astrology and some information from pulling cards and consulting with my higher self. In my last energy reading, I do feel like they're getting better and better. The more I tune in, the more I tap in, and I get all this confirmation, all this validation. In my last energy reading for the new moon, I predicted engagements. Not only did my best friend get engaged early, I knew that she was going to get engaged eventually, but her fiance proposed early. In the week that I was talking about how there's going to be all these engagements, then I had like dozens of engagements on my Instagram timeline. So many people I knew got engaged. I posted about it, and a lot of you messaged me like, oh, I just got engaged, or I just took my relationship to the next level, or this or that. My sister got engaged, all this. So a lot of celebrating all around. And remember, if you're calling in something like that, if you're calling in love, do remember that celebrating other people and participating in their joy about having love will bring it to you too. When we bless others, those blessings return to us as well. So not only are you a genuinely beautiful, good person who wants good for others, who celebrates others, but that comes back to you as well. Juju's being such a good boy. He's sleeping on the floor like a puppy. He's been so good lately. So in the last energy reading, I also talked about the importance of making a home within ourselves. So this is actually, for this full moon, is going to be put to the test right now because we have some big life changes coming in a very physical, earthy way. So things are going to be shaken up a bit, sort of like earthquakes. I don't know if literal earthquakes, but possible earthquakes in the world, in the way that things are, and maybe even earthquakes in our personal lives. But if we have a solid foundation inwardly, we can handle anything, we can rebuild, we can withstand the shock and, the disalignment. We can withstand it. So again, focus during this Cancer season on really creating an inner home within yourself, for yourself, a safe space in which you talk to yourself kindly, in which you know yourself, you treat yourself well, you encourage yourself to continue to grow, and you give yourself a break while also gently pushing yourself towards greatness, towards being your greatest version, which exists inside of you when you push away all the societal programming and all the limiting beliefs that tell you that you're not already great. So let's talk about the super full moon. It's coming up July 13th, 11:37 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Is that what PDT stands for? It's an earthy, homey, authoritative, and ambitious Capricorn. Now, the shadow side of this energy is being overly materialistic or a little bit power hungry. And we have the opportunity to dip into all of those energies right now, and it's up to us which part of this, the light or the shadow, that we want to borrow from and that we want to tap in from during this full moon. It's a portal of opportunity, as always. For this full moon, usually, I don't know if you remember, but I usually like to recommend to just hide out. Hide out for a few days. Take care of yourselves. I get a little crazy around the full moon also. I get some crazy dreams. I had like some lunatic-like dreams last night as we got closer to the full moon. But this full moon is a little different. It feels like it wants us out in the earth, on the ground, under the full moon, feet in the earth, embracing the craziness, okay? So we want to be howling at the moon, crying under the stars, screaming and shouting, drumming and singing. Just express yourself in a positive, productive, earthy way. For a lot of us, that's just going to be by like a really intense workout or screaming into our pillow, screaming at the top of a cliff or a mountain or something like that. Being out in nature is really good. And really feeling that this world is our home and that we don't need to hide from it. We don't need to hide from Mother Moon, because she's here to just bring us more expanded versions of ourselves. And so I picked up on a few themes for this full moon. So let's jump into them because it's kind of a lot. We do have changes incoming in the physical realm. Now, I'm not necessarily seeing what type of changes. I don't have a clear reading, but it feels like a physical change, as in we're either focusing on our home situation, changing, maybe moving, maybe changing things up in the home, or changing things about ourselves, our bodies, maybe doing some sort of procedure or cosmetic thing or a haircut, changing something in a very physical way, okay? But what I do feel is that these are bigger changes than just something like a haircut, right? Going through these changes, what will come up is kind of a desire or a sort of wistfulness about the way that things used to be, and kind of like lamenting, like, oh, well, this relationship used to be this way, or my home used to be this way, or my body used to be this way. And it's kind of realizing that there's no way to go back to the past. And this is going to feel a little bit nostalgic, a little bit sad, like, I wish I could go back to the past, but something is going to happen to really show us in a very physical, dense way that there is no going back to the past. You can't return the relationship to be exactly what it was, or the friendship, or the job situation, or whatever it is in your life. Let me know what's coming up for you below. This is actually for the best. And we're going to see this a few days, hours to a few days after, leading up to like the 20th of July. We're going to see that this is happening for our benefit, that these changes, that the reason why we can't go back to the past, back to the way things were, is because something much better is entering our lives, and it's going to actually be bigger and better than we ever expected. So even though something might come up, maybe a friendship, that's what I'm kind of feeling for me, like, oh, it will never be back. It will never be like it used to be a few years ago. But that's okay because it can transform into something even better. The full moon will give you the chance to kind of mourn this. So really feel all the feelings that come up with saying goodbye to how things were, okay? The second theme that I picked up on is we are going to see some things for what they really are and kind of get a reality check. And this is connected in some way to realizing that we can't go back to how it was in the past. You know, with full moons, we get the full picture. We gain clarity, the light and the illumination. We can see the full scope. We just get more clarity on the situation, right? So there may have been something that we had kind of some hopes about. And this again could be something related to the past, something that we have to leave in the past. And it's connected to something that began in January 2020. And it's kind of coming full circle. And it's either, in this sense, it's either getting more serious and more real and more earthy and dense, or it's something that we're saying goodbye to, okay? But either way, there's gonna be no more ambiguity. You're going to know around the full moon, this is either coming with me into my future or I'm leaving this behind in the past. So this might feel like a rude awakening at first, but I do feel that it's going to bring us into greater wholeness. It's going to show us more of who we are now with or without this thing. We're taking it into the future. Okay, who am I now? Who am I transforming and becoming to hold this whole thing? If we're leaving it in the past, who am I now? What kind of room do I have for something new to come in? Hope that makes sense. And again, ultimately, this is always for our well-being. Even if we can't see it just yet, eventually it reveals itself to be good for us. And on that sense of being good for us, okay, so the seagull energy, the goat climbs up mountains, right? So it can see the whole path laid out. It gets to the peak and it looks at the entire picture, the whole valley and the sea beyond it. Now that it can be above it all, it can see clearly, it can breathe, you can enjoy the view from up here. So there's an energy of the top, of finally getting to the top and seeing the whole picture, understanding all the information clicking and realizing that what you were hoping for could be even more beautiful and even more expansive than you would have believed, okay? So we're going to be very pleasantly surprised by daring to ask for more. We're going to have this moment where it's like, oh wait, life could be even bigger than I was letting it be, even better than I was letting it be. And then it's just a matter about being a good receiver and being open to receiving. Like, okay, I can't believe this is happening. This is so cool. And there's going to be feelings about that, like almost as if things are too good to be true and doubting them. But if you change that doubt into just over the top gratitude and acceptance and being a good receiver, an open receiver, you're going to receive this seamlessly and you're going to step up to a more powerful version of you, because you are now a person who is capable of receiving this big and beautiful thing. So I want you to take a moment with me now to think of something you've been desiring, something you've been calling in, and close your eyes. So call this thing into mind. See what it is. I'm sure you have a pretty good vision of it. Give gratitude that you even have this desire. It's cool to desire things. And then see if you can ask for more. And don't be rational about this. Let your mind expand. So if you were asking for, I don't know, a travel opportunity, maybe it's going to be a 5-star, longer travel opportunity. If you're asking for maybe to get pregnant, maybe if this is something you want, maybe you get twins, or whatever it is, a new friend, you get a group of friends, a new house, you get a gorgeous home with a beautiful view, and it's even less expensive than you could have ever imagined it to be. And it's almost like, wow, I can't believe life could be this good, but it can. And so allow yourself for a moment to just ask for more, for bigger, and give gratitude to that. Feel that in the center of your chest, the feeling of already having it, how good that feels, how much of a relief it is. I'm home. I found my tribe. I found my partner. I love myself. I am healed, fully and miraculously healed. And just come back whenever you're ready. That was nice. And the last theme I want to speak about is inner child healing and grappling with feelings of worthiness. A big theme that I picked up on for this full moon is kind of an emergence of low self-esteem and insecurity. You might have everything you've asked for, or you're beginning to receive it, and it might feel right, but you are doubting it. Like I was saying, is this real? Is this actually happening? Is there an agenda? Is this going to go away? These feelings all come from insecurity. And what I'm feeling is that some sort of childhood insecurity is coming back to be dealt with, to be integrated. Some feelings of unworthiness, of not feeling like you deserve something is coming up, and feelings of low self-esteem. So we have this heavy family and energy. We have the Cancer, which is the mother, and Capricorn, which is the father. So maybe something with your childhood that had to do with maybe meeting the expectation of your parents or your family, or grappling with that. And it kind of comes back up. And we're being called to integrate it. We're deserving of love, of loving, of receiving, and of having. We're deserving and we're worthy, despite what we may have been programmed to believe as children through various experiences. There's things that we may have been pushed down into our subconscious mind, and they're ready to be dealt with. And this is a beautiful time for shadow work. So please take advantage of that. Integrate the inner child. We have to pick up our inner child and kiss their bruises and tell them that they're good enough and always have been, just the way that they are. They're perfectly created. They don't need to be a certain way to be worthy of anything. They're worthy as they are. You are worthy as you are. Don't give into the drama that might come up with this. There might be feelings of like maybe having a temper tantrum with your partner or with your friends or with your family or at work because these insecurities are playing out. Try not to give into that, and instead just observe the feelings inside of you and play them, act them out in a productive and positive way. Go work out, go scream it out in a pillow. Like I was saying, just being in nature, immersing yourself in nature when you have these feelings is really good, because nature is a natural healer and you don't really have to do anything except for take a walk amongst the trees. So I recommend doing that. On the other side of this full moon, we're going to be able to understand ourselves, our dreams, our desires, who we are, who we're not, what we're mourning, what we're saying goodbye to, and what we're celebrating. We're also being called to allow ourselves to think bigger, to ask for more, to see ourselves as worthy of the whole picture, the expanded experiences. So dream bigger. But don't only dream, think bigger, okay? Allow yourself to think bigger. What is it going to hurt? It's not, it's just going to expand what you are allowing to come into your reality. I recommend a lot of walks alone in nature, if it's safe, of course. Capricorn does benefit a bit from spending time on their own. And so we're all enjoying this energy of Capricorn right now. So taking walks alone, daydreaming, reading books right now, meditating, getting into the body, into the breath, going out in nature, and then a letting go ritual I wanted to offer you, and then the journal prompt. So the letting go ritual, what you're going to do is you're going to stand outside if possible, barefoot if possible. If you can't do this in your home, do whatever you want. You're going to face your palms down to the earth. You're going to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, take a few deep breaths in, and start to kind of feel the energy building up in your hands. And say with me or after me, with gratitude and faith, I release what is no longer serving me. I make space for beautiful new things to blossom and come into wholeness for me. And kind of feel yourself letting go of things that are no longer serving you from your hands, and they're going down into the earth to be transmuted into light. And when you're done with that, when you feel like you're done with that, I want you to flip your palms open, close your eyes again, and repeat, I am open to receiving all that is good and meant for me now. Just stand there and feel yourself receiving for a bit. And once you're done, you bring your hands together to the center of your chest. You can rub them together, closing that in, maybe putting that beautiful energy onto your heart space. Coming back. A little letting go and receiving ritual. Very short, very easy. And the journal prompts I want to offer you are the following. Number 1, in what area of my life am I feeling feelings of insecurity. Number 2, when was the first time I felt insecure in this area? And number 3, what is a mantra I can adopt to heal my belief systems around this insecurity? And number 4, what does my inner child need me to do for them? So just some things that you can enjoy for this full moon. I hope that this reading resonated. Please let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. I know it came a little bit later than usual. I just have lots of living to do right now. I love you. Thanks for spending some time with me. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. Comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until my next video, as always, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. I love you. Bye.